Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee, NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying. And in the space of one commercial break, the weather has changed. Through the magic of TiVo and tape delay, look at those big clouds overhead as we get ready for NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying. Yes, it may cool the track down some, half a degree or so. Still 87 degrees ambient. The humidity, though, has dropped from 60 to 46%. Bit of a breeze and mostly cloudy instead of bright and sunny as they get ready to run for the pole. Couple of interesting practice sessions. Carl Edwards very quick, Mark Martin fast, David Stremme right up there, and a lot of the go-or-go homers very quick in the second practice. So get ready to qualify at Bristol. Kyle Petty ready to let it all hang out.
And we saw some before. I mean, these guys were loose in practice, man. You talk about letting it all hang out. Race configuration, qualifying configuration made no difference. And I think we're going to see the same thing in this qualifying. Some of these guys have got to make something happen. And track position is important, so qualifying is important here.
Larry, it's a tough racetrack to get a hold of. We've seen that all day long, and mostly everybody has been either loose in or loose off or just plain loose.
Well, and I think a lot of drivers are anxious to see these first few drivers go out and qualify to see how much this track has cooled down and how much grip it has gained. But, Mike, the biggest thing, we've got 46 drivers here. When I look at that last practice session, 40 drivers separated by 0.4 of a second. You almost can't blink your eyes that quick. So I think if you can pick up a 10th, you may start at the front of this field. Yeah. If you lose a 10th, you may be at the back of the field to start this race tomorrow night.
All right, let's get downstairs to Wendy Venturini.
Well, thanks, Mike. From the time you actually started this broadcast till the time you got down to me, the rain has started to come, and it's coming quickly, guys. So bad we didn't even have our speed umbrellas out here. We weren't expecting that big of a rain shower to hit us for qualifying, but nonetheless, it's here. We're going to see how it affects our start of qualifying in just a second. Bob?
Wendy, I talked to Carl Edwards as we came through the tunnel from his coach over here to his race car. He's very excited. Fastest in practice today as the rain starts coming down here in Thunder Valley. How appropriate right before qualifying. But Carl Edwards had one mission today. He knows qualifying is so important here because you need to start up front. You need to get that good pit stall. And that's why he went out there when so many other people were in race mode in that first practice session and went out and did a mock qualifying run on his first lap, the fastest time in that session, and that gave him the best spot for today's qualifying session for the Sprint Cup Series. He'll go out last. It was all as to plan. Carl Edwards very fast today. He thinks he can get the pole.
Thanks, Bob. I saw a drop on the lens, but you see nobody's really running for cover. They're going to cover the cars as a precaution. Low-hanging clouds over mostly turns 3 and 4. Hopefully this will blow through quickly because we are ready to qualify at Bristol.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm doing my back to school shopping and I saw another store's ad for these crayons at a lower price.
No problem, I can match that right here.
Oops, I don't have the ad.
You don't need it.
Oh. What about a coupon for these pens?
Yeah, easy.
Why does the glue not stick to the glue stick?
Well, it's very complicated, but it has to do with oxygen.
I knew that.
Get low prices every day on everything you need for back to school. If you shop online, shipping's free to any Walmart on hundreds of thousands of items. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
I'm a raccoon, and this time in your attic has been the best week of my raccoon life. I'm digging, I'm nesting in this fluffy stuff. I've already had like 4 babies. I'm the smartest raccoon I know. And if you got your home insurance where you got your 15-minute car insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate. You could save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate agents.
Experiments fail. Technologies fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
From the director of Miracle, there's this big tournament. What began as an incredible challenge.
I got coming down to the flag stand and to still back it up with the second lap. That's fairly impressive to not lose that much on the first lap and still have a good second lap. He was still going.
Wendy?
David Rudiman. Just before you get to helmet on, David, what is the key to making it a fast lap at Bristol?
You just drive it in there as deep as you can get away with it. And hopefully the thing rotates to the center and go back to the gas. I think we got a decent Airstream machine, and we've been good here in the past, so just have to go out here and get a good starting position, get a good pit selection. That's going to be big.
Right, and we do know that pit selection is key here at Bristol.
Absolutely. Clint Boyer has never started outside, once outside the top 30 here at Bristol, in his 11 races here. Here is the helper. Used to be just hamburger helper, now it's helper. Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, and Clint Boyer going out very, very early, very deep in the practice order.
This is a driver and a team that they know they have got to get on with it. 11th in the points, 24 points out of the top 10, still looking for that first win. Finally stopped the bleeding last week at Michigan with a top 10 finish.
He has 2 top 10 starts here. He has 5 top 10 finishes here, including a couple of thirds. And by a wide margin, he's the quickest so far, 15:72.
His car looked good on that first lap, 2, 3, and 4.
Looks like he's just probably not going to pick up on his second lap. So far, no one has. He'll actually slow down a little over a 10th.
Track record, Greg Biffle, 15:09. We don't think that's in jeopardy today. Clint Boyer quickest, Joe Nemechek and J.J. Yaley are next.
NASCAR Race Day rocks Thunder Valley. Clint Boyer and points leader Kyle Busch join us live. And we look back at how hot tempers and havoc have come to define Bristol. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live Saturday at 5 Eastern on Speed. Dumbest Stuff on Wheels. Wednesday, 8 Eastern on Speed.
Look, we've all dealt with the itching of athlete's foot. I can't just wash it away. Killing it takes clinical strength. I only use Lotrimin Ultra. Its powerful formula can even cure severe cases of athlete's foot. Nothing cures better. Lotrimin Ultra, the killer cure.
As City Financial, we were always there to help our customers with personalized loan solutions. Now, as One Main Financial, that commitment remains the same. How do I know? I work there. And I live here.
My name is Jeff Harrop. I'm from Roy, Utah. I went to ITT Tech to get my bachelor's degree in construction management. Education is a foundation for us as individuals, not only for us now, but also for generations to come. My hobbies are baseball. I coach my kids' teams. To try to motivate a team is it's not individual, it's for all of us, and that we need to help one another and to learn. Passing knowledge to the future generation is key for us so that they can make it a better place to live.
The School of Drafting and Design at ITT Tech can help develop a foundation in construction management, construction techniques, and legal issues relating to the construction management field. Earn your degree and start building your future today. ITT Technical Institute School of Drafting and Design. Education for the future. Call 1-800-488-3652 or visit us on the web.
Back to Bristol. Let me back up and double clutch here. The record I gave you was the nationwide record. The Cup record set by Ryan Newman, March of 03, 14.908, 128.7 miles an hour. That is not in jeopardy today. Joe Nemechek has made 30 trips to Bristol with a best start of 5th, driving for Larry Hedrick, and a best finish of 12th in 2005. Joe's made every race this year, and he's got to get in on time.
He beats one of the go homers. He'll beat David Starr. Joe runs a 15.83. You know, when David Starr ran in the 15s, my first thought was if you run in the 15s, you're going to be safe. But this track has a lot of grip and a lot of speed compared to what it had in practice.
Yeah, it appears to be that way because these guys are picking up substantially over where they were.
Let's see how David feels about it, Bob.
He's smiling from ear to ear, man. What a wild ride. What were you saying to yourself?
Don't keep digging. I tell you, our AdvoCare Ford Fusion that's the fastest we've been since we've been here. And man, I just stayed in it and said, you know, don't get loose coming off of 4 the second lap. And that's the fastest we've been, and I hope it sticks. We want to be in this race for our new sponsor, AdvoCare, and I hope it works. So I didn't get out of it. I stayed in it. I told my crew chief, Wally Rogers, hey, man, I brushed the wall. He said, I don't care, you were digging. So it was pretty awesome. So hopefully we'll make the race. I hope we make it.
David Starr just happy to be here, Wendy.
Thanks, Bob. Greg Biffle just about 10 cars away from qualifying. Greg, we saw you had a handful earlier in practice. Do you think you got what you want for qualifying?
Well, I think we got it figured out. We had to, maybe have some shocks on the car that would have made it a really, really loose end. I think we got it fixed up for qualifying here. We'll have to wait and see. But the car was the same since we unloaded it. I had the same problem in qualifying trim as I did race. We got it fixed right at the end of practice, so I'm pretty confident we'll have a good run.
Did the driver sweat it out when your car's not out here and you're almost ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. My car's not, though, so they're held up in inspection. Everybody's a little bit behind. As soon as it gets up here, I'm ready.
All right, Greg Biffle wasn't the only one. Tony Stewart climbed in his car just seconds ago, guys, and it was also late on the grid.
J.J. Yaley. Two identical laps, 16.116 on both laps for J.J. Yaley, 119.0 miles per hour, but that is not quicker than Joe Nemechek or David Starr. So Yaley right now is at the bottom of the Go Home list.
Yeah, his car looked like it was tight. Wouldn't turn in the middle of the corner, and then when the front wheels would finally bite, it would jump loose on the exit of the corner. It looked identical both laps.
And that's the worst thing for me from a driver's standpoint, is to have that tight, that snug, that push loose, where you want to put more wheel in it because it's just not turning, and you turn it just a little bit more, and then it's out from under you, and you can't catch up.
So the Lazy Days RV Ford's going to have to wait to see if it makes it into the field. Juan Pablo Montoya will be the 7th driver to take time. He has a front row start here and 2 top 10 finishes.
And this will be interesting because he was so slow in the first practice, and then you talked about how fast he was in the second practice, to see what the racetrack's like and what these guys ended up with.
He's running what we didn't expect to see him run. He ran pretty much around the bottom of the racetrack right now. He's second quickest at a 15.75.
And staying on the bottom for lap 2, Montoya's fallen from 13th to 22nd in the points over the last 5 races.
Yeah, it's been a tough summer. Been a tough year, honestly, for both the Earnhardt Ganassi cars this year. He and his teammate Jamie McMurray.
Montoya is second with a 15.75 to Clint Boyer's 72. So that puts him second right now after 7. There are 46 cars here for the 43 spots, so 3 go home, and right now the only 3 go homers that have timed in are Nemechek, Starr, and Yaley in that order. So here is Dave Blaney in the Golden Corral, number 36 of Tommy Baldwin. He can lock into the show by beating Joe Nemechek's 15.83. Blaney's run every race this season except Watkins Glen, where Ron Fellows finished 30th in the 36. Blaney didn't make the show in the 35.
He's flirting with about what Joe Nemechek and David Starr ran. He's going to pretty much split them right now. He's 4th quickest on that first lap.
15.93. Looks like will be the lap of record for Blaney. Picks up a little going into turn number 3. Gives back a little coming off turn 4. So Nemechek, Starr, Yaley. Nemechek, Blaney, Starr, and Yaley. So Joe Nemechek up there in 3rd, best of the go homers so far. Jimmy Johnson looking on.
Tonight on Speed, Thunder Valley will be rocking as the rowdiest party in racing gets revved up at the world's fastest half mile. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside from Bristol tonight at 11 Eastern, only on Speed.
Dude, I am your founding father.
Give me that. Hey. So I see you're a fan of money and a fan of football.
Yeah? Then you really gonna like this, baby.
It's on. I just gave you DirecTV with every game, every Sunday, for absolutely nothing extra.
Nothing extra for all those games?
I cannot tell a lie.
I like that wig.
Now NFL Sunday Ticket is included at no extra charge. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You like who you are, the man you've become. And you learn something along the way about the world and yourself. This is the age of knowing what you're made of and knowing how to get things done. So why would you let something like erectile dysfunction get in your way? Isn't it time you talk to your doctor about Viagra?
20 million men already have. With every age comes responsibility. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. You didn't get to this age by having things handed to you. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor. See if America's most prescribed ED treatment is right for you.
Tony Stewart, Bass Pro Shops, Office Depot number 14 this week at Bristol. Smoke with a pole here in 99 and a win here in 01.
And a little twitchy getting in the corner there. It didn't settle in as good as I think he wanted it to settle in when he got down. You seem a little free coming up off of turn 2 there.
And the minute that tail kicked out, you could see the tracker go to the right. A lot like what he was fighting in practice.
Yeah, and he's just going to run 1. He doesn't like that at all.
16:48, Stewart, bottom of the list.
And I think that's going to be close to the bottom of the list when this whole qualifying session is over. He's going to have his work cut out for him tomorrow night.
And that started for Tony Stewart on his get up the speed lap going in turn 3. When he went into turn 3, that thing twitched so bad he had to catch it, come up off turn 4 a little bit free off turn 2, and it just never settled down the whole run.
Remember, he's the driver, 10th in the points right now, only 24 points to the good with 3 races to go, with 0 wins so far in 2011.
And he's the driver last week that said, we've got to get our stuff together because even if we make the chase, we're not good enough to take up a spot in the chase.
TJ Bell on track to qualify, Bob.
Juan Montoya, very good in that final practice session. Where did you miss just a little bit?
I just we were a little too loose on power. Like getting up to speed, I got sideways, and at the end of the lap, I got sideways. So I couldn't really be wide open off the corners like I needed to. But I think it was pretty good. I think right at 70, it should be a decent starting spot.
And I'll tell you what, JPM loves Bristol, Wendy.
I'm with Michael McDowell, one of the 4th fastest of the guys that have to race their way in. Mike, what do you think about the sun coming out not helping these conditions?
Yeah, I'm hoping that cloud comes back over. You know, it makes a big difference here at Bristol. And being a go or go homer, it only takes 1/10 of being locked in to being out. So 66 car was pretty good in practice. Not quite where we wanted it to feel really confident, but everybody's working hard at HP Racing, and I'm glad to be back behind the wheel of the 66.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. I'm really glad to have the McDowells here. Michael McDowell, common scenario, fighting his way in. Mike?
TJ Bell, 16:10 in the Green Smoke Chevrolet. That will put him in the bottom 3 with David Starr and J.J. Yaley. His run does lock Joe Nemechek into the show. So Joe will race tomorrow night. The bottom 3 are Starr, Bell, and Yaley. Casey Mears out next in the Geico Toyota. 11th at the Brickyard, his best start of the season. He has a top 5 start here for Rick Hendrick and a top 10 finish.
Yeah, Casey, they missed the Daytona 500 back when they were outside the top 35, but they just kept their head down, kept digging, got themselves locked into the top 35. That's the only race he's missed this year.
And that's tough for a team. That's tough for a team to go and miss that big a race right off the bat. And they've done a great job of keeping their head down, just as you say, Larry, and not really paying any attention to it, putting it behind them, and working themselves back into the top 35.
1583 for Mears with a 9, right behind Joe Nemechek. 4th quickest, and he is locked in. He's one of those top 35 cars. Second lap falls not quite 2/10 behind the first. So Mears is 4th so far. Wendy?
And the good news is the cloud has come back over the sun. Jimmy, did you get out of your race car? Did you ever make that full qualifying run now that the engine's idle?
We did make some qualifying runs, and been chasing a little bit in Q trim. Race runs have been strong, been good, but we made a good Q run at the end of the second practice that we baseline off that, and I feel that we've got a much better than a 26 starting position. So I'm hopeful this rain stays away. We can get all qualifying in and look for a good top 10 starting spot.
Very good luck to Jimmy Johnson. Definitely a fast-paced day here for qualifying on the grid.
David Rudiman in the Aaron's Toyota. He has a runner-up start and finish here. Got his best finish of the season at Kentucky, 2nd. See the bicycle on the hood of that car. A bunch of Atlanta firefighters are going to ride from Atlanta to New York City on bicycles to salute the heroes of 9/11.
First lap for David, 15.90, puts him 5th quickest in his Toyota.
It's about 18/100ths off of Clint Boyer right now. And the second lap slows a 10th. So Rudeman 5th at the moment. Nemechek locked in the bottom 3. Starr, Bell, and Yaley as qualifying continues.
NASCAR Race Day rocks Thunder Valley. Clint Boyer and points leader Kyle Busch join us live. And we look back at how hot tempers and havoc have come to define Bristol. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live Saturday at 5 Eastern on Speed.
From groundbreaking motocross technology to a leader in ATV innovation to #1 in MotoGP and #1 in sport ATVs, Yamaha is the first name in motorsports. Be the first to save big during the Yamaha Time to Ride sales event.
Relationships fail. Systems fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
AOA Products is a packaging company. Every piece of equipment in my shop runs on electricity. It needs to be plugged in. If it's not, it doesn't work. There will be some very hard decisions for me to make if the energy costs went up. I would have to let some of my employees go. They're like family. I don't want to do that. I want to give work to people, not take it away. So I need something that's going to be there, something that's affordable. Electricity from coal does that for me.
Take care of your engine, and it'll go far. One way I can take care of my engine, One A Day Men's, a complete multivitamin for my overall health. Plus, it supports my heart health and helps maintain healthy blood pressure.
Whoa.
Kinda makes your heart race, huh?
Hey, tonight Kyle Petty's on trackside.
When?
And joining him will be...
I'm waiting on my email for it.
Mark Martin and Scott Speed. They are, if you're here at Bristol, they're taping at 6:15. You folks at home will see it tonight at 11 Eastern Time.
Don't show up at 11.
I'm going to show up at 11. I may be on stage at 11 o'clock.
Mike
Just take a picture
Skinner
of myself and tweet it.
in the big red number 60 has 2 outside poles at Bristol and 1 top 10 finish here. Back when he and Larry Mack were racing around the world's fastest half mile. He's got to time in, and he's got to beat David Starr's 15:97 to lock himself in. And that lap won't do it. 16:08. That will lock David Starr into the field. Let's go downstairs.
I'm with AJ Allmendinger. AJ, your car was on top of the racetrack, is the way you described it in practice. Do you feel it's going to be any better in qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Best Buy Ford was pretty quick in race trim, and qualifying trim. Between just getting out in some traffic and the lap that we did, we weren't great. But I feel like that this place has never been my best place by any means, and it's the most comfortable I've been here in a long time. So we'll see what we can get in qualifying. I'm not sure what we got, but I feel pretty decent for race trim, and just try to run all 500 laps. I've only done that one time in my career here, so we're going to try something new.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment. AJ described it as also hot and slick earlier, but it's definitely a cloud cover now, Mike.
Kyle, I've got to think that for road racers, Bristol must be the toughest adaptation of any track we go to.
It is, because road racing, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, road racing, it's about the exit of the corners. It's not so much about the entrance. You want to get in, hit your apex on a road course, but you really want to drive up off. Here, you just drive until you see God, then you slam on brakes, then you jump back in the gas again, especially for qualifying. So it is a hard place to adapt to.
Travis Quaffle in the Long John Silver's Ford. He's on the gotta-go list. And he's got to beat Mike Skinner, 16:08. He's in. Travis Quaffle puts himself in the race with a 15:89 for Front Row Motorsports.
And with no one running quicker on their second lap, I believe I'd have been on the radio once you locked in on lap 1 saying, that'll do it right there, Travis. Come on back in here.
So Nemechek, Quaffle, and Starr will race tomorrow night. The bottom 3 are Skinner, Bell, and Yaley, with 5 go-or-go-homers yet to qualify.
And those 3 drivers are separated by less than 3/100ths of a second, the 3 that's not locked in right now.
Wendy?
And Jeff Burton is just getting ready for his qualifying effort. Jeff, talk about your car from practice, because your teammate Clint Boyer said how fast it was. Do you feel the same?
We were really happy with our car in race trim. I mean, it was really fast and just tickled to death with it. Then we took the second practice and worked on qualifying. And as happy as we were in that, we were in race trim, we were that mad about qualifying. So hopefully we made the changes we need to. Clint picked up quite a bit from where he was, so hopefully we done the same thing.
I thank you, Jeff Burton, using his fan view down here like many drivers do to watch qualifying.
Robbie Gordon, the Speed Energy Drink Dodge, 21 appearances at Bristol, 1 outside pole, and 12th is his best finish here.
Robbie showed some speed in practice, something that he's not had this year.
Yeah.
Right now he's 10th quickest, and that will lock Robbie Gordon. The 7-car in the show missed the show at Michigan last week.
That was a good solid lap. He looked pretty good through 1 and 2.
He's better.
How many times do you see drivers, Larry, look really good through 1 and 2, and they're going to make up that much more in 3 and 4 and give up everything they did? But Robbie seemed to roll out of it a little bit getting in turn 3 and had a good solid 3 and 4 also.
Yeah, whatever it runs through 1 and 2 on lap 2, it's not going to go any better than 3 and 4.
No, it's not.
Good run for Robbie Gordon. He locks himself in. The bottom 3 are still Skinner, Bell, and Yaler. From the second practice earlier, Greg Biffle spinning in turn number 2. Getting a little loose there in front of Martin Truex. It's been a busy day for the Biff. Now he brings the 3M Ford out to qualify. Biffle sat on the front row here at Bristol 3 different times.
Yeah, he ran a ton of laps in those 2 practices. Talked to one of his team members after practice. Greg had been telling him, I'm so loose I can't drive this thing, and I think he went ahead and stepped across the line in practice. Still looks a little bit tail happy, but he goes to the top of the charts right now.
1572 for Greg Biffle, and he's going to play 2. And you can see the speed fall off as he's already got the good out of those tires.
Yeah, he beat Clint Boyer by 2 1/1000ths of a second, a 7.25 to a 7.27.
Biffle 13th in the Sprint Cup standings after a 20th place finish in Michigan, though he dominated early.
Next Friday, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series thunders into Atlanta, where the excitement is untamed and trouble lurks around every corner. Oh! Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Atlanta, next Friday at 7:30 Eastern on Speed.
Hi. I'm doing my back-to-school shopping, and I saw another store's ad for these crayons at a lower price.
No problem. I can match that right here.
Oops, I don't have the ad.
You don't need it.
Oh. What about a coupon for these pens?
Yeah, easy.
Why does the glue not stick to the glue stick?
Well, it's very complicated, but it has to do with oxygen.
I knew that.
We're so confident in our low prices every day on everything for back to school, we back it with our easy ad match guarantee. Get this graphing calculator for just $95. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
People think because I spend all my weekends at the racetrack, my life is predictable. Actually, things are constantly changing. And whether I need to protect my ATV, my truck, a new home, having life insurance, or a growing business, with Nationwide Insurance, I can bundle them together and save. You can too, up to 25%.
With Nationwide Insurance, you can bundle and save up to 25% on the coverage you need. Because with Nationwide coverage, you can bundle and save on everything from auto, home, and life insurance to boat, motorcycle, and RV insurance. Call 800-866-3600 now and start saving today.
And whether I need to protect my dog, cover my home away from home, or protect my property, with Nationwide Insurance, I can bundle them together and save.
Call Nationwide Insurance now at 800-866-3600 and start saving today.
Nationwide is on your side.
Coming up next, an all-new Speed Center. Not just a new episode, a whole new set, a whole new deal. Same old host, Adam Alexander.
I saw that set the other day. I guarantee you, you will not find a pre-game, a pre-race, any type of a pre-anything that has done it up any better than what Speed has done with this Speed Center set.
And Adam does a great job, and we'll see him next after qualifying. Mike Bliss is in the James Finch Phoenix Construction 51 this week. He's made 7 Cup starts this year. Best 33rd at Dover. 16:04 is the first lap for Bliss. That's 12th.
You know, the good news, he's locked in, but I think that 16:04 is going to have him starting pretty far back when this race starts tomorrow night.
Wendy?
Martin Truex Jr., the best qualifying effort at Bristol has been 8th. Martin, how do you feel your car can be in qualifying today?
Well, not really sure. This is quite a bit different than what we practiced in. We did our runs at the end of the first practice, so we'll just have to see what we get with our Napa Toyota. But we've been off a little bit today, to be honest. The tires are quite a bit different than we had here last time, and I think it threw a lot of guys for a loop. But we made some good progress in our car in the second practice, and we'll just have to wait and see what the track can give us.
All right, thanks, Martin. He is also one of the guys waiting for his car to come to the grid.
A bit of a line and inspection there as Bobby Labonte and the Bush's Baked Beans Kingsford Charcoal Camry comes out. 37 Cup races here at Bristol, and a bunch of what were then Busch Series races as well. 2 second-row starts, thirds for Bobby, and a third-place finish was his best when he drove here for Joe Gibbs. Put the King's car in the second row on one occasion.
Yeah, we have a lot more drivers on pit road right now than we do race cars.
Right.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty solid lap for Bobby on this first lap. 6th quickest at a 15.843. It's like you almost feel like, and it looks like you can better lap 1 until you get to 3 and 4. It looks like Bobby's going to be maybe right on top. Slows down 3/100ths of a second. You just lose it through 3 and 4.
Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. There is your fastest qualifier so far, Greg Biffle at a 15:72. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, and live race radio, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed.
Greg Biffle comes in here 13th in the points, 58 points out of the top 10. He knows the only way you're going to do it, you're going to have to win.
Win, you're in.
And he believes he can win here at Bristol. Little interesting practice, that loop in practice earlier. Did you get it tightened up enough for this qualifying lap?
Well, not quite enough. I was still really loose into one, had to chase it way up the hill. So, for sure we'll get beat by a lot of guys. But I'm hoping that's a top 15 run there I'm hoping for. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of fast guys at the end. Depends on what this cloud cover does, too. The sun could come back out, and, that could help us. But we'll just have to wait and see.
2 1,000ths of a second, the difference so far.
Michael McDowell from Glendale, Arizona. And it looked like he was on a flyer. He is. A top 5 looking run for McDowell, who only needs to beat Skinner's 16:08 to race tomorrow night. He's in 15:87. He is second of the Gorgo Homers.
Good lap for that 66 car.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys. I mean, on the go home guys. They can't overcharge the corners. They can't drive too hard. But yet they have to be aggressive because they have to beat these other guys to get into the race.
And the times on the ones that have run so far, an 83, an 87, an 89, and 97. That's awfully close.
At TireRack.com, we stock an incredible number of tires, nearly 1 million tires. But we don't just stock them, we test them. And we post user reviews so you can find which tires are the best for you and your car. All this at a price that won't slow you down. And that's 1 in a million, or in most cases, 4 in a million. The biggest selection of tires. One more way Tire Rack is revolutionizing the way you buy tires. TireRack.com. Research, buy, deliver, install.
This is Lisa, who tries to stay ahead of her class. Morning starts with arthritis pain. That's 2 pills before the first bell. It's time for recess and more pills. Afternoon art starts and so does her knee pain. That's 2 more pills. Almost done, but hang on. Her doctor recommended Aleve because it can relieve pain all day with just 2 pills. This is Lisa, who switched to Aleve and fewer pills for a day free of pain. And get the all-day pain relief of Aleve in liquid gels.
Emily's just starting out and on a budget, like a ramen noodle every night budget. She thought Allstate car insurance was out of her reach until she heard about the value plan. And saving money with Allstate doesn't stop there. Kim and James are what you might call overly protected, especially behind the wheel. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, Allstate gives them a bonus twice a year for being safe drivers. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
Because of these changes, the battle for the 2011 NASCAR Nationwide Series trophy is going to be one for the history books. Let's continue by taking a look at some of the new cars that you'll see on track this year. Collect all 4.
Are there going to be any drivers on this tour?
Ta-da!
Can they breathe in there?
The 2011 NASCAR Nationwide Series. Something new around every turn.
Tomorrow, NASCAR Race Day rocks Thunder Valley. Clint Boyer and points leader Kyle Busch on the show live. Hot tempers and havoc have come to define Bristol. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Live on Speed. Scott Speed will be one of Kyle's guests on trackside tonight. Picking up the ride in the number 46 for the rest of this season, trying to make his 4th start of the year. He's got to beat 16:08 Mike Skinner, and Skinner is in 15th, so Speed is in position to do just that. 11th, Scott Speed will race, and J.J. Yaley will not.
Yeah, that's a 16-11 that is going to the house as far as what's on the scoring monitor.
Aren't those both Dusty Whitney cars? Did Scott Speed just knock out his team car?
He did, but I'm afraid if he didn't, the next
somebody
guy
was.
Somebody was.
The Engines Parts Plus Ford of Scott Speed is in the show. Wendy.
One of my favorite parts about Bristol weekend, the drivers choosing the song to be introduced to. You have a cool story about that, David, and a cool thing on your hood.
Yeah, we on the song, our front tire changer sings and raps a little bit, and he wrote a song called Living the Dream. It's kind of about NASCAR and being on the road and everything else. So we picked that song, figured nobody else is going to have it, and it's an awesome song. You can't wait for everybody to hear it, but that's kind of unique. But another situation that's unique is we got our fans on the hood, their names on the hood with us for this weekend, and we got a really fast Ford Fusion here too. So we're really excited. We're really good in practice, and hopefully we can have a good weekend for our tire changer and our fans that are riding along with us.
All right, I can't wait to hear Kenyatta's rap song, Living the Dream, Mike.
I'm going to tell you something. Kenyatta's rap song is jamming. That's no joke. I think you guys are going to be impressed. He's got a cool little video that goes with it and some of that stuff. It is an impressive song.
Well, he needs to get it up on iTunes so everybody can enjoy it.
It's going to be good. That's exciting that somebody on his team did something like that.
Jimmy Johnson won the pole for this race 1 year ago. A winner here in the spring race. Second at Michigan, 4 top 5s the last 6 races. Kaboom. Tied Biffle for the pole. And lap 2 going to be a little slower. So the Lowe's Cobalt Tools Chevrolet right now has the top spot.
Yeah, it's a dead tie. 15.725 out to the thousandths of a second. I think someone is going to run quicker than that, but the tiebreaker would go to the 48 car higher in the points.
And waiting for his turn to go next. Again, the pride of the great state of Kentucky, Jeff Green, and the Coma Unwind Ford.
That's amazing. You said it earlier, Kyle, that 2 drivers, 2 teams, 2 different makes can come here, and regardless of how slow or fast you run, you mirror each other's time.
It kills me. It kills me on a weekend away. And as I said, it just shows how good the drivers are, but how deep the talent pool is of the guys that assemble these things and put them together.
Right now, the 3 fastest drivers are within 2 1,000ths of a second. Here is the Coma Unwind Ford, the number 37, for past Nationwide Series champ Jeff Green. Now, Jeff has 16 Cup starts here, including a pole.
Driving for Richard Childress Racing.
Whoa! Hang on! Oh.
Wow.
Well, now Jeff Green could turn around, come back around track, and restart his lap. As long as he doesn't cross the start-finish line, coming or going, he is still on the clock.
Yeah, he's not finished his first lap yet, and he's thinking about it.
Yep, it's going to be a do-over.
Well,
now,
you've got to go down swinging.
One neat thing was he didn't lock up the tires, so he didn't flat spot them.
Now, if you were here, you could hear he was turning about 10 grand.
That's right.
Spun that thing around.
All right, you see the flagman there. He had the white flag, but Jeff Green is not taking it. But I don't have a good feeling about this because that car has a lot of damage. But you know what? If he pulls in the garage area, they're going to go home.
Right, so you got to try. What happens here, Kyle?
He just goes in and the car goes over the bump and it just gets loose on him. And I mean, he drove that thing in deep, and he had been really good in practice. And right here, he hits it with the left rear behind the tire. He really never hit a wheel, but what he did do was light up those tires. Listen to that.
And what worries me is he locked up the fronts.
Yes.
Yeah, the right
They're
front
not
is
going to
sliding.
stick.
Yes, and I just, you don't want to tear your race car up more. And I mean, look at the damage on this thing, but he's going to give it a gallon effort. But
Jeff has spent the summer racing a Legends car in the Masters division at Summer Shootout at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now he's going to take the white flag and try to make it stick for one time around. He's got to beat T.J. Bell at 16:10 to have a chance, and got to beat Mike Skinner at 16:08 to get in. This would be a Herculean performance if he makes it.
you can see the tracker, though. I'm sure this thing is a handful to drive right now, especially like you said, Mike. You can see the right front tire locked up, probably flat spot.
Well, I give him a lot of credit for giving it his all. 16:30 is not that far off. The time's above him on the board, but it will not be fast enough. Jeff Green goes home today.
But you got to give him, just as you said, you got to give a guy credit. Never say never, you know what I mean, and never give up until they throw that checkered flag, and that's what he did. He went back out and he ran his stuff, and he came back around and ran it until the checkered flag flew.
Now that will lock Angie's bus driver, Mike Skinner, in the show.
On an all-new episode of The Car Show, Bam Margera stops by to talk about the Red Bull Soapbox Derby. Plus, creator of Entourage Doug Ellen and Jerry Ferrara stop by the studio. Wednesday at 10 on Speed.
And you can even pick your payment date for the loan.
You do that?
I do.
Ready, Daddy?
Yes. City Financial is now One Main Financial. Personalized loan solutions that still focus on you.
Look, we've all dealt with the itching of athlete's foot. I can't just wash it away. Killing it takes clinical strength. I only use Lotrimin Ultra. Its powerful formula can even cure severe cases of athlete's foot. Nothing cures better. Lotrimin Ultra, the killer cure.
Is your computer running slowly? Does it take more than 3 seconds for your email to load? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? These are not only annoying, but can cause permanent damage to your computer. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, your computer and your privacy may be at risk, because these are usually the telltale signs of a virus, and it can only get worse until you act. Get a free diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
My Clean PC is outstanding, and my computer is running faster than ever.
My Clean PC came through with flying colors when no one else could.
My Clean PC totally cleaned up my system and increased my speed.
MyCleanPC.com can remove spyware, viruses, and infected emails, all speeding up your PC's performance. It offers all-in-one protection, and it's been downloaded by millions of users. Even if you have antivirus software, your computer could still be infected. Find out instantly with a free comprehensive diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
A.J. Allmendinger driving Richard Petty's Best Buy Ford at the track where he made his Cup debut back in 2007. He's coming off an 8th at Watkins Glen and an 11th at Michigan, and A.J. is 4th quickest with a 1573. That's just 1/100th off the fast qualifier so far, Jimmy Johnson. So it's down to this. Either David Stremme or T.J. Bell will race here tomorrow night. The EchoStar Inception Motorsports Chevrolet of Stremme, who was just as quick as Carl Edwards in that second practice.
Yeah, unless something changes on this car, I think David very well could be the fastest of the go-homers. If you look at the tracker, he's flirting with it, lost a little bit from the middle of 3 and 4 off, but he still will lock in 9th quickest for the sturdy car.
Yep, the goal is make the show, and 1587 will do it. Stremme's going to play 2, and that will send T.J. Bell home along with J.J. Yaley and Jeff Green.
And how you like that? You're sitting there at Stremme, knowing you've got the fastest go-home car, and the guy who has the second fastest go-home car puts it in the fence right before you go out. And it plays with your head a little bit, you know, because he was all pumped up. As you said, he was as fast as Carl Edwards. He was as fast as those guys, but you just can't press.
But Stremme will race tomorrow night. Bob?
Jimmy Johnson down here. We've been chatting about everybody going out on the racetrack, but you don't have a big old smile on your face. Was it the car, you, what during qualifying?
Well, I feel like with the heat that's coming here in a bit, I should be probably 2/10 faster than where I am to have a shot at it. So I feel we're clearly going to be better than the 26 or whatever we posted in that first practice session, but these guys are going to be coming hard. So I just don't want to get overly excited and be let down. So if I keep my expectations low and this turns out to be a great qualifying effort, then I'll leave here smiling.
See, that's why he's wearing that frown right now, guys.
Jeff Burton, one outside pole and one win here at Bristol, both for Richard Childress in this Caterpillar number 31. 24th in points is Burton right now. He was 7th coming into this race 1 year ago.
He only has that one top 10 finish. That was at Watkins Glen a couple of weeks ago. About a month into his new crew chief, Luke Lambert, you could hear it get into that rev limiter at the end of the backstretch.
Yeah, he did. And which means he got up off 2 good and got down the backstretch good. That was a good solid run for Jeff.
Second lap, same as the first. 15.7 and a 6 for Jeff Burton. 6th fastest. 4th among the Chevrolets.
You know, I'm just thinking about what Jimmy Johnson just said. Do you think he's ever set his expectations low?
Doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Yeah. Wendy?
Kevin Harvick also waiting for his car, one of many drivers. Now you saw Jimmy Johnson post that lap. He doesn't feel it's going to stick. Do you have something for him?
I don't think so. Our car hadn't been very good. The guys on our Bad Boys buggy Chevrolet have worked really hard today, but hadn't been real happy with it.
All right, there you go. Kevin Harvick, spoken as true as it can get, Mike.
Thanks, Wendy. David Reagan, the UPS Ford, started 4th here in his rookie year and finished 10th here the year after. At Bristol, 12th at Michigan, following 3 finishes of 23rd, 34th, and 28th. But at Michigan, gained 3 positions in the points. He's back in the top 20 with a win.
Pretty solid lap for David. Puts him 7th quickest at a 15.787.
Yeah, and you know, just following the tracker, and it's hard to tell sometimes, but his tracker moved forward coming up out of turn 4, where we see a lot of guys drop some coming out of, which means he got up off the corner really good.
Even though that lap was slower, it did the same thing on that lap.
3rd among the Fords behind Biffle and Allmendinger. Reagan 7th overall. All the go-or-go-homers have now made their runs. Joe Nemechek, the quickest of those, and the 3 drivers going home will be T.J. Bell, J.J. Yaley, and Jeff Green. Wendy?
Kurt Busch just patiently watching qualifying as well. Are you able to learn anything, Kurt, watching these cars at a fast track like Bristol?
Yeah, I watch it on TV and off at turn 4. That's why I was standing here. You can see who comes to the green loose, and then if they hang on for a good posted lap off the scoreboard. So I'm just trying to pick up what I can, and I think we need to tighten our car up a little bit just due to these cooler conditions.
All right, good luck to Kurt, also waiting for the 22 car to make it to the grid.
His younger brother Kyle has only one top 10 start here. He didn't win that day, but he has won here 5 times. 5 out of the last 10 races here at Bristol. He's been the man of victory lane.
And I think that first lap, 7th quickest, is probably about what we all expected him to run. Qualified 12th in the spring and won the race.
15.78 for Kyle. Just 2 1,000ths quicker than David Reagan. And the second lap falls off a 10th, pretty typical. But he is the quickest Toyota, 7th overall in the Doublemint Camry.
The one driver that, because of his wins and where he's at in the points in front of 11th, he has clinched a spot in the 2011 chase. The only driver that's done that so far.
So 27 cars have taken time, 19 to go. And next up will be his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, Denny Hamlin, in the FedEx Toyota. 11 trips to Bristol for Hamlin. Best start of 6th in his rookie season. And he's had a bunch of top 5s, but has not cracked victory lane here.
And I think the biggest thing they're wanting to do is just crack a solid finish off here tomorrow night, because he's only had one top 10 finish since that win at Michigan way back in mid-June.
So that's one top 10 in the last 8 races. For Denny Hamlin, 6th on his first lap. He's the quickest Toyota. 2 100s faster than Kyle with a 15.76. Coming up, Martin Truex and Marcus Ambrose.
I had a dream last night. I dreamt that I was swimming in the stars up above, directionless and drifting. Time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time.
It's good to be back. Back to football.
Hi. I'm doing my back to school shopping and I saw another store's ad for these crayons at a lower price.
No problem, I can match that right here.
Oops, I don't have the ad.
You don't need it.
Oh. What about a coupon for these pens?
Yeah, easy.
Why does the glue not stick to the glue stick?
Well, it's very complicated, but it has to do with oxygen.
I knew that.
We're so confident in our low prices every day on everything for back to school, we back it with our easy ad match guarantee. Get men's boxer briefs and tees for just $7.97 each. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
Experiments fail. Technologies fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
Until the world can live in peace. Until natural disasters no longer strike. Until freedom can protect itself. Until that day, the men and women of America's Navy stand ready to answer the call. America's Navy, a global force for good.
I asked for free, and they got free. Who doesn't love free? I like free.
You asked for free, we give you free. Right now, earn up to 5 free nights with the Choice Privileges Visa card. Learn how at choicehotels.com.
Martin Truex already out of the Napa Toyota, talking with car owner Michael Waltrip. He is 11th fastest after his run, which makes him the 3rd quickest Toyota. And David Gilliland driving that unsponsored number 34 for Front Row, with a lot of the Bristol fans having their names on the hood of that car. They should be proud, because Gilliland right now is 4th fastest, and he is the 2nd fastest Ford behind Greg Biffle after a 15.73. Marcus Ambrose in the DeWalt Stanley Ford. He has a top 10 start here and a 3rd place finish in 2009. He's the 5th first-time winner this season.
He had several good runs driving 47 team. I know one year he finished 10th here and spent most of the race down a cylinder.
He's going to be top 5. Front row. First for Marcus Ambrose. 15.71. He pips Jimmy by a 100th of a second.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's going to be slower on his 2nd lap. Marcus is on the pole at a 7.15. He actually ran a 7.27 on that lap. And just looking back there, David Reagan is 11th at a 7.87.
You know, it's like you talked, being a 10th off. Now it's going to be, which end of the 10th are you on? Are you on the good end of the 10th or the back end of the 10th? Because there's 11 guys within a 10th.
That's right.
And there may be a few more in there before it's over with.
Hey, Marcus's 2nd lap would have put him on the 2nd row.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If you run in, like, for instance, if you look at the 80s, 1580s, if you run a low 1580, you may be okay. If you run a high 1580, you're going to be way back.
Way back.
Brian Vickers up next in the slot scheduled for Kevin Harvick, still waiting on his car. So here is the Red Bull Toyota for Vickers, who has run 13 Cup races here, with his best start 12th, his best finish 12th twice.
Brian never ceases to amaze me. He lives life on the edge. It wasn't that many weeks ago he was skydiving over Daytona International Speedway. This week he's a certified diver, but he went swimming at the aquarium in Atlanta with sharks, all kinds of aquatic life.
He's in shark-infested waters out here right now, dude.
Yes,
Let's
he
be
is.
honest.
Yes,
12th
he is.
quickest, 15:82 for Vickers. And that's where he'll land, is 12th for now. Coming up, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Jamie McMurray. Ambrose climbs out. He is fastest by 1/100.
Marcus looked pretty pleased with that lap.
How about it, Bob?
Yes, he's smiling from ear to ear. He did that a couple weekends ago in Victory Lane, but how about that lap, man?
Pretty pumped up. You know, we've had a fast car all day, but it's been really hard to hang on to. So I hope I can hang on to it for 500 because it was bad to the bone right there in qualifying trim. I'm still shaking and out of breath, but just got to thank Todd Parrott and my Stanley team. Everybody put a lot of effort in. It's I feel like our program's turned around and we've got better days ahead.
Man, did you see that hand?
Here is Kevin Harvick, the bad boy buggies. Realtree Camo number 29, Chevy for Richard Childress Racing. 4th fastest. He ties his teammate Boyer right to the 1,000. 15:727. Every bit as fast as Boyer.
But from that interview, would you have got that? Would you have got that lap from that interview?
I wouldn't have got that lap from what I watched him practice for 2 hours and 45 minutes from.
Never.
Tonight on Speed, Thunder Valley will be rocking as the rowdiest party in racing gets revved up at the world's fastest half mile. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside from Bristol tonight at 11 Eastern, only on Speed.
Dude, I am your founding father.
Give me that.
Hey. So I see you're a fan of money and a fan of football.
Yeah.
Then you really gonna like this, baby. It's on. I just gave you DirecTV with every game, every Sunday, for absolutely nothing extra.
Nothing extra for all those games?
I cannot tell a lie.
I like that wig.
Now NFL Sunday Ticket is included at no extra charge. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It was created with the power of Verizon 4G LTE. Introducing the lightning-fast 10-inch Samsung Galaxy Tab. Stay up to date, entertain yourself, and enrich your knowledge like you've never imagined. Only at Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
Night racing returns to Atlanta Motor Speedway with the biggest Labor Day party in the USA, featuring a pre-race concert by Leonard Skinner. Sunday tickets start at $39. Kids 12 and under free Friday and Saturday. Call 8779-AMS-TIX or go to AtlantaMotorspeedway.com.
You don't have to go to extreme measures to get better mileage.
Just do simple things like have your tires checked for proper inflation.
Or get your oil changed and your car serviced regularly.
Just routinely change clogged air filters. At NASCAR, we're even changing our engines to fuel injection in 2012 to increase mileage and performance.
For more car maintenance tips and to enter the Extreme Measure Sweepstakes, visit NASCAR.com/auto.
It's got to be a lot easier than this.
Jamie McMurray will be the 34th qualifier. He has 1 second-row start at Bristol and 2 third-place finishes. Here's the Realtree Bass Pro Shops number 1.
Car looks awfully good.
Top of the chart, 15:65. McMurray is fastest.
And that's not by much, but based on how tight it is, that's blowing him in the water because he beats him by a 1/2 of a second.
Bob?
Kevin Harvick, 5th quick so far, so where you were in practice, are you happy with that?
Where our Bad Boys Buggies Chevrolet was, I think, we've made some improvement. I was a little bit loose the first lap, and then the second lap I drove a push into it and just quit. So all in all, we still got some work to do in race trim, but it's definitely an improvement.
Look out though, the RCR boys are awful tough here.
Yeah, that was quite a performance by Kevin Harvick, who is currently 6th. His teammate Paul Menard has just clocked in 2nd fastest with a 15:67. So at this moment, it's an all Chevy front row.
Do you think the racetrack's changing, Larry?
I'm sitting here thinking the same thing because we have definitely seen a turn of events over the last 3 or 4 drivers.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, it just went from everybody running in the 80s or 70s to everybody running in the 60s.
So here's...
And I know they're getting faster. We're getting to the faster cars, but it's like it's really picked up.
Jeff Gordon in the Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet, 37 trips to Bristol, 5 poles, 5 victories.
Boy, that car looks solid as a rock. I mean, he picked that throttle up and just nailed it. He's going to go to the top. He beats McMurray by 5 thousandths of a second.
Jeff Gordon is quickest, aiming for his 6th Bristol pole.
Wow.
Business has picked up.
On the sharp end of the stick right now with all these guys.
10 cars to go.
Well, all those drivers going near the end, they're licking their chops right now.
Yeah, the track's clouded back over. There was some sun. Now it's clouded back over. Gordon quickest, McMurray second. Bob.
I'll tell you what, Jamie McMurray, always good here at Bristol, but he fooled a lot of people. How about that run, Jamie?
It was really good. Bristol's such an easy place to overdrive. And in practice, it seemed like the good guys were on the bottom, and I tried to make a lap on the bottom, and it just wasn't, I just didn't have the speed down there. So I committed to kind of the middle to higher, and anyone who races knows that when you hit the rev limiter and you haven't hit it all day that you're carrying more speed, and I felt the rev limiter. So I was really happy with our Bass Pro Chevy. It's a big weekend for Bass Pro Shops. I've got actually the logo on 3 cars and a real tree on the side of our car. So it's really cool. And if we win, a guy wins $1 million from Irwin Tools. So it's a really big weekend for us.
A lot of money on the line, but some sprinkles coming down right now.
What I'm seeing with Kurt Busch in this 22 car, it's a classic example of the difference in the 2 ends. He was terrible in 1 and 2. You could see it on the tracker. All of his gain was in 3 and 4.
Don't sugarcoat it, Larry.
But when he went through 1 and 2 and came off 2 on lap 1, he wasn't even 20th.
Right.
I mean, he ended up 4th quickest.
And that's the fun of having the tracker to analyze the lap as you watch it. Because you're right, coming off turn 2, you say, oh boy.
But I think it goes back to what we talked about at the top of the show. It's so tight, a little bit is a lot.
Joey Logano, 6th trip to Bristol. He won the pole here for the spring race in 2010. He's looking for his 3rd pole of the season. Car floated up a little bit off the corner there.
His teammates right now, Kyle Busch is 15th, goes to 16th because Joey goes to 4th with this 20 car. He becomes the fastest Toyota.
So 3 Chevys, a Toyota, a Dodge, and a Ford. That's the order right now as Logano completes his run in the Home Depot Toyota. And the track continues, it looks like, to gain speed with 8 cars to go.
NASCAR Race Day rocks Thunder Valley. Clint Boyer and points leader Kyle Busch join us live. And we look back at how hot tempers and havoc have come to define Bristol. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live Saturday at 5 Eastern on Speed.
On an all-new episode of The Car Show. Bam Margera stops by to talk about the Red Bull Soapbox Derby. Plus, creator of Entourage Doug Ellen and Jerry Ferrara stop by the studio. Wednesday at 10 on Speed.
I can't let allergies stop me from leading the way, so I get Claritin Clear. All right, let's move on, team. Claritin works hard to relieve my worst symptoms, and only Claritin is proven to keep you as alert and focused as someone without allergies. No other brand can say that, not even Allegra. Watch your step.
I couldn't do this without you.
Don't let allergies hold you back. Live Claritin Clear with non-drowsy Claritin.
Ask me.
If you think even the best bed can only lie there,
Ask me what it's like when my Tempur-Pedic moves.
talk to someone who owns an adjustable version of the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask me about my Tempur Advanced Ergo. Ask me about having all the right moves.
These are real Tempur Advanced Ergo owners. Find one for yourself. Check out Twitter. Try your friends on Facebook. See what they have to say, unedited.
Goes up. Ask me what it's like to get a massage anytime you want. Goes down. Ergonomics.
Ergonomics.
Tempur-Pedic brand owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
問我點解唔想離開我嘅Ergo?
Ask me why I'm glad I didn't wait till I'm too old to enjoy this.
Start asking real owners.
Ask me how to make your first move.
It's the perfect time to save up to $400 on your own Ergo. Find out more at Tempur-Pedic.com.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Coming up next, the all-new set of Speed Center. Lots of new looks and tricks there. Adam Alexander will have all the news in the world of motorsports next, as Regan Smith on the Denver Mattress Furniture Row Chevy rolls out. He finished 13th at Michigan after starting 30th, and in the spring he put this car on the second row. 7th on his lap, 1572.
Just a great qualifying effort almost every week with this 78 car and Regan Smith.
Second lap is a 10th slower. So Smith right now is 7th with 7 cars to go, Bob.
Jeff Gordon number 1, but is it good enough?
I don't think so. You know, I felt like it was a good solid lap. But I feel like we missed the balance just a little bit. We've been getting real loose here qualifying, so we made sure that didn't happen. So I think it's going to be beat, but still a really good effort and a great starting position for the Drive In Hunger Chevrolet, no matter kind of where we end up from this point forward.
5/1000ths of a second.
Whew. Yeah, the worst he could be is 8th as Ryan Newman comes out in the Real Tree Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. 7th in points, 55 points, more than a race ahead of 11th. And Newman gained coming off turn 4 and goes to the top by 3/100ths.
Yeah, I mean, he hammered that thing in the middle of 3 and 4 and just drove it off turn 4. That's where the whole gain was.
And he's pretty well up the racetrack.
And his car is really stable. You know, you watch him go in the corner and let it roll free through the center. It's really stable. We talked about that in practice. The guys who could get rotated in the middle and get back to the gas were the guys that were fast, and we saw so many people just be free in practice.
Don't forget Ryan won the modified race here Wednesday night. He's got a good bunch of laps here. Different tire, very different race car, but a victory nonetheless as he tries for his 3rd Bristol pole. 6 cars left to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 50th anniversary of Bristol Motor Speedway paint scheme on the Mountain Dew National Guard Chevrolet.
He got back to the gas hard right there.
6th in practice. On the chip there into turn 3.
Just lost a lot of ground, middle of 3 and 4 and off the corner though.
18th Junior, 1577. Now that's only a 10th and a half off the pole, but you see how deep in the field it puts him.
Yeah, he ends up 18th, but very fitting he's carrying that paint scheme. This is the 102nd race here at Bristol. Remember, his dad won here 9 times at Bristol.
5 cars to go. Ryan Newman, 1562. Jeff Gordon, 65. The front row. Casey Kane has a pole and a 2nd place finish here. Here's the Red Bull Toyota. 5th in practice. Looks like he's struggling for grip.
Yeah, when that thing rotated in the middle and he picked up the gas, he had to wait on it just a little bit, and it still didn't. He didn't have a lot of forward drive up off the corner.
Stopwatch is certainly going to reflect it. 1579 ends up 21st after lap 1.
This lap could even be better. First lap was a couple of hundred slower than Earnhardt Jr., who just ran before him, and no, the car didn't get off turn 4. 3/100 slower, so Casey Kane 21st. 4 cars to go, and they are the fast 4. Keselowski, Kenseth, Mark Martin, and Carl Edwards.
Speed presents the greatest collector car event in the world. See the finest, rarest, and most incredible cars on the planet. Watch the auction live. Build your dream collection. Barrett Jackson, Las Vegas. Live September 22nd at 4 Eastern on Speed.
Oh, Rudy, you're so nice to me.
Well, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, and you're funny too, that's cute.
Mike, there's nothing funny about it. I'm the new Aaron spokesperson now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Did you empty my bedpan? Hey.
I'm the man.
Yeah, Mr. Butler's here. Come on.
Okay.
You stand right here behind me, the official Aaron spokesperson, handpicked by Mr. Ken Butler.
What a suck-up.
Action. Remember, when you want a guaranteed low price on brand name furniture, electronics, appliances, and computers,
you don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's.
I'm a raccoon, and this time in your attic has been the best week of my raccoon life. I'm digging, I'm nesting in this fluffy stuff. I've already had like 4 babies. I'm the smartest raccoon I know. And if you got your home insurance where you got your 15-minute car insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate. You could save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate agents.
Ryan Newman is fastest. Brad Keselowski is next. In the last 4 races, he's jumped 11 spots in the points.
3 consecutive top 3 finishes, including that win at Pocono. Not the lap, though, that I think he's going to be looking for here.
Only his 4th trip to Bristol in a Cup car. 4th fastest in the first practice.
Wow.
5th, 15:68.
In the way our tracker is jumping, that just shows you how tight the times are. That's the reason it's jumping so much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's what, 7 from 7th back to about 19th or 20th is all in the 70s right now. When you start looking at it, so the tracker can be, you can be at a 76 and be 15th, and be at a 71, and all of a sudden you're 5th.
Look at his 2 lap times within 1,000th of a second. Bob?
Ryan Newman's still alive at the top of the speed chart right now. I want to know, Ryan, how perfect was that lap?
Yeah, and I just was telling the guys they did a really good job. But the car drove the same as it did in practice when I ran the 95. It felt like I did the exact same things, but evidently I did it quicker. So, you know, it's a good run. We got to thank Bass Pro Shops and a real treat. Hunting season's coming up, so we're raising a little awareness about that. But just really proud to have a good car. I don't know if we'll win the pole, but it was a good team effort for us today.
Let's see if it holds up, boys.
He's got to beat 3, including Matt Kenseth. No, 64 to Newman 62, and the Crown Royal Ford is 2nd.
Puts that Ford right up there in amongst a bunch of Chevrolets.
Boy, that's close, and don't you know Kenseth would have loved to have had his 2nd Bristol pole to go with his 2 victories here.
Definitely been one of Matt's qualifying tracks for sure.
Well, the 2 of them can argue about whose throttle stuck when they parked together down there on the post-qualifying pit lane. It's a little kind of running joke between them. And there's just 2 cars to go. Ryan Newman is first, Matt Kenseth is second, Jeff Gordon, Jamie McMurray. And here is Mark Martin. 45 starts at Bristol, beginning in 1982. 2 victories here, 9 poles. Maybe 10.
Oh, he's looking good right here on his first lap so far.
Car looks good right on the bottom of the racetrack too.
He's getting off the corner and it's driving, but no, he lost a little bit. Late exit of 4, ends up 4th quickest.
15:65. Looking at the track, it's almost as if the wheels spun up off the corner. Didn't have the forward drive off turn 4.
I think maybe he picked it up so early, it stuck for a little bit and then just lost grip late exit.
He was good through 1 and 2.
Mark will not get his 10th Bristol pole. 15:65 is his time. Right now, the Rocket, Ryan Newman, is the fastest qualifier with 1 car to go. And there, you see, he and Kenseth just love to pick at each other over who's got the speed.
Well, this is one that he's dreading to watch because Carl Edwards was fastest in both practices. Last 2 starts here, he started on the front row, including the pole in the spring.
Edwards has 2 wins here and 2 poles this season, Phoenix and Bristol. Fastest in both practices. Newman 15.624, Kenseth 15.643. Will they hold the front row or will it be Cousin Carl?
He just didn't get off late exit. It will split Newman and Kenseth. He's 2nd quickest in that 99. He says, that's all I can do right there, boys.
15:64 for Carl Edwards, and the Rocket, Ryan Newman, is back on top. We'll visit with him after this.
Take care of your engine, and it'll go far. One way I can take care of my engine, 1-A-Day Men's, a complete multivitamin for my overall health. Plus, it supports my heart health and helps maintain healthy blood pressure. Gotta make your heart race, huh?
Hi. I'm doing my back to school shopping and I saw another store's ad for these crayons at a lower price.
No problem, I can match that right here.
Oops, I don't have the ad.
You don't need it.
Oh. What about a coupon for these pens?
Yeah, easy.
Why does the glue not stick to the glue stick?
Well, it's very complicated, but it has to do with oxygen.
I knew that.
We're so confident in our low prices every day on everything for back to school, we back it with our easy ad match guarantee. Get kids and juniors graphic tees for just $5 to $7.50. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
Relationships fail. Systems fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
Critics are cheering. Warrior is as unforgettable as Rocky.
You're my big brother, you bailed on me.
It's a powerful, emotional story for everyone and one of the best films of 2011.
Go War!
From the director of Miracle, Warrior, rated PG-13, in theaters September 9th.
Through turn one, it's still Richard Petty wins the Southeastern 500.
This is how a young man was crowned a king. And a kid from Dawsonville finally lived up to his nickname. This is when we discovered just how high smoke can rise. It's where family traditions get started, and other traditions get taken in a whole new direction.
Taking a backwards lap.
This is where names are engraved, not just in metal, but in history.
Tonight on Speed, Thunder Valley will be rocking as the rowdiest party in racing gets revved up at the world's fastest half mile. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside from Bristol tonight at 11 Eastern, only on Speed. NASCAR Race Day rocks Thunder Valley. Clint Boyer and points leader Kyle Busch join us live. And we look back at how hot tempers and havoc have come to define Bristol. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live Saturday at 5 Eastern on Speed.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Ryan Newman is the track record holder. He has his third Bristol pole in his 20th start here. Carl Edwards looked like he pinched the car a little in turns 3 and 4 down on the bottom. He is a close second. 2 100ths is the margin first to second, Bob.
And it was certainly interesting to watch Carl Edwards walk up to Ryan Newman because you knew he was a threat for the pole, and he said he messed up. You were thankful.
No, we were just talking about the line. I mean, it's there's a lot more of Bristol that you can race at here now since they've resurfaced it, and just really proud of everybody at Stewart Haas Racing to have Bass Pro Shops on board in Realtree. Hunting season's coming up, so just raising a little awareness about that. And you know, it was a good lap. It did not feel that fast, I will tell you that. But I told the guys on the team, I said, just go with me for a little bit. I ran a 14.75 around here Wednesday night in a modified in practice. So you know, these Cup cars just feel so much slower through the corners.
Do you believe in momentum? Because it seems like your team has got some momentum right now.
Well, the momentum's a part of it, yeah. But you know, we're in a good position right now. We just need to make the best of it. We got a lot of things going our way. This is a track position race. Starting up front, having a good pit selection. We just need to keep our nose clean tomorrow night.
Hey, Mike, 4 of the last 5 races, Ryan Newman has finished in the top 5.
Great qualifying run for Newman. He will share the front row with Carl Edwards. Matt Kenseth just 1,000th behind Carl. Jeff Gordon right up there. Mark Martin, Jamie McMurray. Your winner could come from anywhere in the top 10.
I see some desperate people there, though, in those first 4 rows. You look at Paul Menard, he knows, has to get another win if he wants to get in this chase.
They're back through the 8th row. A couple of Childress cars back there. Marcus Ambrose, nice run for the converted road racer.
Good lap for David Gilliland in that 34 car.
Kyle Busch has to be disappointed. Pole for the nationwide race, 23rd here.
I don't think Kyle Busch has ever been disappointed at Bristol.
Okay.
No matter, really, honestly, no matter where he starts, I mean, he just doesn't seem to worry about it. He just knows they're going to get their way to the front.
Now, the last time Newman won the pole, his teammate Tony Stewart was alongside on the front row. And now it's first to worst as Stewart had to abort his qualifying run.
And I think that is a huge story because he struggled here in the spring. And remember, he's the driver 10th in points right now with no wins.
All right, Wendy has the man who'll start on the outside pole.
Yeah, Carl Edwards split up the Newman-Kenseth sandwich right there. Did you get everything out of your race car, obviously, that you wanted to get the pole? But another note, I have to say, the rain is starting to come, too.
Yeah, the rain would have been nice earlier, but that was a pretty exciting lap.
I don't know if I want to know if I lifted off of 4. I can't remember if I lifted or not. I was headed for the fence, and in my mind I thought, boy, this is a nice race car, got a new paint scheme. I think this is a pretty fast lap, and I don't think I lifted, but I'm pretty, I don't remember lifting, but I think I lifted a little bit. Thought I was going to hit the fence, and that was probably enough for it, but a fun lap. I can't believe Ryan got me. He did a really good job, and our guys did a good job today, so it'll be a good starting spot. But man, we wanted that pole bad.
All right, well, Carl Edwards, if you ever wanted to know what goes through the driver's mind, there you have it. Gave a good description.
Well, Wendy, maybe suggest to Carl he ought to run that Wednesday modified race. It seemed to work well for Ryan.
Here's what I'm going to suggest to Carl. To make up for not sitting on the pole, he's got Aflac Dental on the front of his car, supplemental dental insurance. Yep. With what Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch and all those guys have been mouthing, you might want to sell a little bit of that dental insurance supplemental down there. This is Bristol.
That's right.
It's Bristol.
I got 2 words for you. Vortex theory. I don't have time to explain it, and Daryl's not here. But the rain did hold off till qualifying was over.
Kept those cars moving, and we got it in, and it didn't let us down. Ryan Newman's on the pole at a 15:62. Dave Blaney is 35th. Just 0.3 slower than Ryan Newman.
Wow. Of the Gorgo homers, Joe Nemechek quickest, TJ Bell, JJ Yaley, and Jeff Green go home. There is your pole-winning run. Ryan Newman for Stewart Haas Racing. A winner Wednesday night in the mods. He'll start on the pole tomorrow night. Don't leave. The all-new Speed Center comes up next.